What on earth? What the hell is this? Well, hello. Funny meeting everybody here today. Guess I got some splaining to do. A lot of splaining to do. So, this is Driver's Biker. It is December 10th, 2023. And yes, this is not a Harley Road Glide. This is a 2007 Suzuki 650 V Strom in second gear. Oops. New bike. So yeah. So what we had found was that we were putting too damn many miles on the Road Glide, and we want to keep it for a long time for our retirement. And you know, there are times that, you know, Linda wants to work still and keep up with that. And I was out tooling around on the Road Glide all the time, and I'd go by roads that I was like, damn, I wonder what's down there, but just never was able to do it because there was a Road Glide, and Road Glides don't like gravel at all. So I had been batting around having a second bike again, something that I could ride here or there or wherever, and should have done that up. We're just going up to Canadian Tire. We got to get some bolts. We're running with the license plate in my pocket right now until we get to the store and get some bolts and add them. Then we're 100% fully legal. So I picked up the bike in Chatham, Ontario, and I had saw it on Facebook Marketplace and thought, oh, there's a fairly good deal. Now, there'd been two or three others I'd been negotiating with, and every time I asked them for the vehicle abstract document from the Ministry of Transportation, they'd go silent. So they either didn't want to pay the 20 bucks, which they're supposed to do to sell a vehicle, so they didn't want to be bothered with me, or they owed money on the bike, or there was a chattel or a lien or something against it that we were gonna probably have issues on at a later date, i.e. a tow truck pulling up and taking our bike away. So I talked to this guy, and you know, very straight up, and oh, he said, yeah, I've had it listed for like 5 weeks, you're the first guy to call. And I was like, oh yeah, So I go, any issues with the bike? And he says, no, not really. Like, you know, it's got 60,000 kilometers on it, and it's a used bike. And he goes, you know, like, it's not brand new. And I was like, oh, okay. So I said, I'd like to come up and have a look at it. He said, well, where do you live? And I said, Jarvis. And he goes, that's over a 2-hour drive. And I went, yeah, I know, but you got to go where the deals are, right? So he's like, yeah, okay. He says, I'm not at home. I'm actually at my cottage. I'll meet you there. You give me a call 15 minutes ahead, and I'll come back over. I was like, okay. So I asked Linda if she wanted to go, and she said no. And then I said, it's in Chatham. And she sprang out of bed, ran in, and jumped in the shower, and got the shower going. And I was just laughing because there's a casino in Chatham. So basically the deal was I run her over to the casino, which is right on the way to where the bike was. So I run her over, dropped her off, and then I went over and spent about an hour with the gentleman and looked the bike all over. And I said, okay. And then we tried to start it, and the battery was too low, and, you know, he didn't, like, he wasn't, the good thing about it is that I wanted to see it cold. I didn't want somebody warming it all up and having it all nice and juicy for me. You know, if there was an issue with it, I wanted to see the first exhaust coming out of it stone cold, sitting for months, right? So that's what we ended up doing. We ended up having to pull my truck up and just, with the engine shut off, hooked up the booster cables just enough to get it running. It would turn over, just didn't have enough spin to fire it, so just stayed put. So that's what we did. We got it running, and as soon as I started it, and you know, I give it a little rev, there wasn't any exhaust at all. There was no plume at all, and I was expecting a little because it is a 90-degree V twin, so that front cylinder is pretty near straight out. So it's kind of like the Goldwings, where the Goldwings, they'd huff a little right when you first started them because they were sitting, you know, there was oil splashed up in that cylinder, and it would just gradually over time weep out, and you'd get a little huff when you started them. And so I was okay with that, and it didn't happen. And you know, I've had the bike almost 2 weeks now, and just absolutely had it totally majorly disassembled. Went all through it, checked the plugs, didn't like the plugs that were in it. They seemed like they were running a little bit cold, so I stepped them up to the next one. Just a little bit hotter plug to get the combustion correct, and changed the antifreeze. And the only thing I haven't done yet is the brake fluid, but I wanted to take it out for this ride first before I got into doing that or anything else. I've got this one doesn't have a kickstand, so there's no way to get the front wheel off or the back wheel off the ground safely. So I ordered a bike stand for the rear wheel, and I ordered a scissor lift that has 2 stands on it that come up, and they're U-shaped stands, so I can put a round bar. There's a hole in the casting of the engine, goes right across, and if you slide a round bar through that hole in onto those stands on the scissor lift, you can lift the bike up safely. Here we go. So yeah, So what else did I do? I did a little bit of electrical work. I added this USB plug and voltmeter, which is crooked. I need to turn that a little bit. It's a little bit oddball. So what I did was I searched out all the previous owners' electrical work. Not that it was him. There's been 2 previous owners to this bike. Both of them owned the bike for 30,000 kilometers. So I undid all that wiring, and the only thing I used, the power line, which they had everything hooked to, I have it run to the back tailpiece where I have installed a fuse block with a solenoid that is also fused. So kind of double dump on the fusing. So it's a 30 to the relay, and then everything else is just like a 5 or 10 amp fuse. Anyway, I gotta get some bolts. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Good afternoon. Again. This is Jarvis Biker. Christmas Day 2023, and I can't see a damn thing. There we go. Check. Yeah, there we go. Bushy, foggy day. She's trying to be warm, but she's not making out very well. So we are out for the 3rd maiden voyage of the 2007 V Strom 650. Getting a side wind like crazy here. But anyway. So, since we spoke, a few things have happened. We got the mount for the GPS unit to mount it up where it should be, up nice and in the clear and easy to read. So it's the Garmin XL2, I guess it is. It's the latest of those ones. A few updates to it. I'm liking that there's no target entered into the GPS, but it's showing me the speed. That I like. Put on a little heat. So, a few things I've done. We'll get that later. Few things I've done. I've ordered a new stator. Reason being, I rode all day with Spider Wayne last weekend. We went for a little ride. Met in Niagara Falls in the morning for a little Denny's breakfast, and then we went on up to, well, down to Fort Erie, right to the Beast Bridge and beyond, and then turned around and came back. Just a little final ride for the season. Maybe we'll get another one in if things keep going the way they're going. I mean, here we are, Christmas Day. It is roughly 10 degrees Celsius, so about 51, 52 degrees. We've decided to go out and put a little bit more content into this inaugural moto vlog of this new bike, new to me. So yeah, so we got the the Garmin, the new Garmin. We've got it. We got the GV bars installed. Third set. The first two sets, I got the crack door ones, and the second set. First set didn't fit. Second set fell apart during installation. They were just tack welded, little tiny TIG tack welds holding it together, and it actually fell apart in my hands while I was trying to bolt it on. So I went to the GVs, and they are 150 times better, and I'm very pleased. I haven't got the lights mounted on. I got another set of lights, but that's the reason that I bought the new stator. While we were on the ride all day with Spider Wayne, I was watching my amp meter that I had installed down here. I got a USB set here and an amp meter just to keep an eye on the voltage, what's going on. So I found that I knew it was low and that I had to watch it, that it was draining the battery with all the heated gear turned on. It was okay on low, but as soon as I went to medium on the coat and high on the pants, then I was losing. I was under 12 volts and I was losing battery charge. So I was okay. I stopped for gas in Cayuga on the way home, so just like 10 minutes down the road. When I went to restart, it was a little labored starting, but it did start, and then I just ran on low heat all the way home, and very pleased with it. But then I got reading up on the stators on these, and there's a lot of talk and chatter about the stock ones not being that great. So adjust my microphones. So I ordered electro something or other, forget the name, which they say, you know, newer technology, better components, higher charging, higher output, all that kind of stuff. So I ordered one of them up. It's not here yet, but I'll get that slammed in, and then we should be good for any real cold weather. I checked the baggage, make sure everything's closed, and so I've been really enjoying the bike. This will be the third big ride out, and we roll into Port Dover. So this will be its third visit to Port Dover already. Sun's breaking through up here. Look at that. Just pull into Port Dover and the sun starts shining. What a beautiful place. So we're gonna ride around from here. We're gonna go over to the village of Dover, which is adjacent to the actual town of Port Dover. It's right on the edge. Originally it was Dover, and Port Dover was the port beside Port Dover, or beside Dover. So there we go. We're gonna go stop there. There's a small waterfall that up until a couple of weeks ago I did not know existed, and basically came upon it because I came into the town from a direction that I have never gone through before, and it was because Nick's bought a house here in Dover. He hasn't moved in yet. We're doing some renos and stuff, and so we came in from another direction that he started using to go back and forth to work, and So upon it, I come to this little waterfall down right at the entrance to the little village. So it's just up here. Was a bustling place 24 hours ago, I'll tell you. Port Dover, it was a busy place. There were people and cars, solid. It was packed. Yeah, you're just gonna keep coming until you pull out of me, ain't you? So I do have the drone with me. I think we'll put the drone up. We'll get a little bit of drone footage of the new bike and the waterfall. It can go into the Dams and Waterfalls series. We'll start or finish off 2023 with a waterfall video and a new bike video all in one, and squirrel. So other things I bought a new rear sprocket, one tooth smaller than the stock, which will speed the bike up a little bit. I wasn't going for a big increase. I just wanted a few less RPM at interstate speed. I thought it was just a little too much for running on nice car. Looking for the blinker on the wrong side of the bike. Harley. So here we are, the historic village of Dover, Ontario, Norfolk County. And there she be. I don't know how I'm going to videotape this. I think I'm going to turn here. And turn here. I don't trust these tires. Yeah. Let's get up on the sidewalk here. We'll just keep everything running and everything charging and everything good. And do my heat. Oh yeah, there was one more thing. New Sergeant seat, brand new. Ordered that from Fort 9 at Quebec. They told me I wouldn't have it till in January, and they ended up, I got it before Christmas. So we'll go back here. we gotta get out further here. Somebody's kid got wrecked it. Well, there's always got to be somebody's damn kids that got to wreck it. Just trying to get the video in, but couldn't. The problem being is that they started coming out onto the road and they were yelling and screaming and jumping up and down and acting like a bunch of fools. And basically, I was a safety issue. So instead of letting them get run over, I'm leaving. And I will come back in a minute. What are you waiting for? Waiting for me to get here and then you're being my way? So that's it for our ride today. Thanks for coming along. This is Jarvis Biker saying Merry Christmas and see you sometime in the new year. Bye bye. Bye bye.